Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to this week's segment of Live Without Limits. Today's show is titled Long Live the King, and what we're talking about is copywriting and how to write good copy. And I guess the first thing I can do that I want to talk about is just something that I read today, and it's how two pastors are suing the beverage company and Coca-Cola. Why? Because in the Black community and in the Latino community, you have a lot of people who consume sodas and they're obese. Well, suing these companies is not going to get you the recognition that you want. What you really need to do is, if you think that that's going on, is form some type of campaign educate the Black community and the Latino community on health and wellness. And that comes through advertising. These companies advertise because their only interest is the bottom line and sales. When we write copy, we are writing copy because we are interested in the bottom line. So, the consumer isn't a moron. She is your wife, said David Ogilvy. And in essence, that is exactly what we're talking about, the consumer, because no one put the sodas in their hand and no one forced them to drink it. They did it by choice. Anything we do, we learn from watching advertising, from reading articles, things that help us learn. So when you are looking at advertising, you realize it can be very powerful, because that is what this whole lawsuit is about, to prove that advertising influences people. But when you look at the courts, half of the lawsuits are frivolous. This is not a situation where you're dealing with people who have had someone come along that put it in their mouth. It was their choice. Everything we do, we have a choice. It's not an instinct. It doesn't matter whether you're an animal or whatever. Some animals do overeat, just like people. The A-listers already know it. That may not always admit it, mainly because A-plus copywriters have healthy egos, and that's okay. So let's back up and let's talk about it. The quote says, the consumer isn't a moron. She is your wife. And then now we're saying that they may not always admit it, mainly because A-plus copywriters have healthy egos, and that's okay. But they know that copy is king, and that there are three components that govern the success of any promotion: the quality of the list and media you select, the offer you present to the prospect, and the copy you use. Of these three, the list is the most important. The offer is next. The copy is third. The right offer with great copy mailed to a bad list will produce zero results. Mediocre copy with mediocre offer mailed to a great list can produce good results. That said, selecting qualified lists and framing attractive offers is less difficult than crafting great copy. That is why indirect response advertising copy is king. Even if you must plan on writing your own advertising copy, you must understand the fundamental rules of writing effective copy. And why are we talking about this? Because in today's marketplace, everything and most people have an online business. And any online business has a website. And on that website, you should be putting content. And if that content is written right, it can sell your product or service. So, learn it or perish. Don't proselytize, preach to the converted. One of the tenets of direct response marketing is to target the sales effect to qualified prospects, people who have already demonstrated an interest in buying products and services similar to those you were selling. Trying to sell a watch to someone who has never bought a watch before is an uphill battle at best. So, we're talking about advertising, and if you have a product that you want to sell and you know someone who has a similar product but does not do the same thing, then you can joint venture with them and basically sell to their list as well as offer them the opportunity to sell their product to your list. That is what a joint venture is. And many a times, emails that are sent out by autoresponders are nothing more than sales copy cloaked in giving you what you want. That is, when you set up an autoresponder, the best way to sell someone is this. Give them 3 or 4 emails that are strictly nothing but tips, or utilize or have a guest blogger who writes an article with some information on it that can help your customers improve their quality of life or improve their outlook. That is how you sell. Most of the time, your advertising will be directed at proven buyers, enthusiasts, as it were. When writing to enthusiasts, you should write enthusiastically and remind them constantly of what they already believe, that buying your product will make them feel good, the same way it has made them feel in the past. The 10 golden rules of power-packed copy. And that's the main thing of what we're getting to here. What works and what doesn't work. So, start with the prospect. Many beginning direct response copywriters make the mistake of spending too much time touting a product, describing all its features at length and in detail. This is an understandable mistake when writing about a new and exciting product, but the direct marketer must keep in mind that the prospect doesn't really care about the product. All he really cares about is himself and how the product might be able to help him. Keep that in mind when you write copy. Ask, what is my best customer thinking about? What's keeping him up at night? What is he dreaming about? Figure out the answers to those questions, and your copy will never stray far from the mark. And I want to go back and say this again, simply because these are the things when you are trying to find your niche market in any product that you're selling who need your services. First of all, what is my best customer thinking about? Second of all, what's keeping him up at night? What is he dreaming about? When you can figure out the answers to those three questions, you will know what your niche market is. Long copy outpulls short copy. The principle is highly controversial. Many internet copywriters believe that the nature of the internet, which makes it necessary for prospects to read copy on screen, favors short copy. Although short copy can sometimes work very well, hundreds of tests that we have proven the old direct mail maxim to be true. Other things being equal, longer copy is usually better. Okay. Long copy outpulls short copy. And let's get back and talk about the main points. Short copy can sometimes work very well, but hundreds of tested have proven that the old direct mail maxim is true. Other things being equal, longer copy is usually better. When it comes to long copy, the lead is 80% of the game. A typical direct mail or email promotion has three parts: the lead, the body, and the close. The lead is usually less than 20% of the whole, but it carries the responsibility of conveying the big idea of the sales message and provoking an appropriate emotion in the reader. If you can do that consistently in your email promotions, you will have a great deal of success. So what we're talking about here is how to write good copy that gets to the main point, the hot button, you can say, of what the individual is looking for and how you can help them meet their needs. In crafting a lead, stick with the proven 6. There are dozens of ways to begin a long-form sales letter, but in the history of direct response, 6 have dominated. These are offer or promise, invitation, problem or solution, secret, story, and prediction. If you can figure out which of these 6 leads works best for the offer you are making, your chances of success will skyrocket. Okay, so these are the 6 solutions that we're talking about. You make an offer or promise. You give them an invitation. You help them solve a problem with a solution. You know the secret. You have a story that you can tell proves your point, and you can help by making a prediction on what will help when they use your product to solve their problem. All leads range from being very direct to very indirect. Direct leads are those that are obviously sales pitches. Indirect leads appear to be doing something else. Each approach has its strengths and weaknesses. Effective email marketers make wise use of both. Okay, so today, when you are doing online marketing, you use an autoresponder and you craft a series of emails. Now, the best way to send out these emails is once a day, every 2 or 3 days, because if you start bombarding people 2, 3, 4 times a day with an email, they don't even open it. And if you do nothing but send them a sales letter without any benefit to them, they're just going to unsubscribe to your list. I can't tell you how many people that I will sign up for their list or their promotion simply to get their free product. The next time I go back and I just unsubscribe, because I have found that I will get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails that are not even beneficial to me. In fact, they do the same thing I do. And the only difference between them and me is that they had the financing to build their business at a faster rate than I did. It doesn't mean that they know the secret more than I do or anything else. It just means that they had the wherewithal and ability to do what took me longer to do based on finances, simply because I was forced to get into business for myself because I couldn't find gainful employment due to certain things that were going on in society. Not that I didn't have as good a skills as anyone else. So I had to turn around and improvise. I did not have the same support systems that someone else had that allowed them to move at a faster rate. So, it's a matter of understanding how to do something and be the best at what you do, because if you're good at it, you can achieve your goals. Give 2 offers with equally strong leads. The one that is well-balanced will do better. A well-balanced offer has 4 aspects: idea, benefit, credibility, and track record. We call this the secret to the 4-legged stool, because if you promote and your promotion has 4 of these legs, it will be well-balanced and it won't topple over. So let's go again into what are the 4 aspects. It's the idea that you have. It's the benefit of the product to your consumer. It's the credibility that you have and your track record in business today. Those are the 4 things that you need to consider and be aware of. When composing headlines and bullets, details matter. Make your headlines and bullets more powerful by focusing on what we call the 4 U's: uniqueness, usefulness, urgency, and ultra specificity. Okay. You want to create a headline that is going to get people to want to read your email. So, what your headline needs to say is, what is the benefit that it offers to the consumer? You want to hit the hot button. You can use a term like urgent, the secret to losing belly fat, the secret to losing weight, something that people want. And here's another thing to think about. Every product needs a unique selling proposition or USP. Essentially, the USP is what makes your product stand out from the competition and gives your prospect a good reason to buy from you. Ignore the principle at your peril. Okay, what makes you unique and what makes your product unique? For so many of us, we don't always realize. We want to know what makes your product or service different from everyone else. What will I be able to do with your product that I can't do with someone else's product? Benefits are better than features, and deeper benefits are better than superficial benefits. For example, don't tell a prospect that the car you were selling has good tires and suspension. Those are features. Instead, describe how, because of those features, you'll be able to maneuver easily through rush hour traffic and avoid accidents with dangerous drivers. If you understand the deeper benefits your product offers, suggest them indirectly, not directly in the copy. Okay, so we're talking about now, one of the things that you need to do is know what the benefits of your product is, because that's the one thing that a lot of people do not think about, is they will talk about the features, but they forget about the benefits. Write to one person at a time in the language that you would use if you were talking to that person face to face. That doesn't always mean information language, but it does mean conversational language. Okay, so as you can see here, we have been talking about how to write good sales copy for emails and how it can benefit you and your business. Now, what would you do if you had the same information and you could benefit from all of this and help you build that business to what you truly feel it will be in the future, and plan all the things that will help you grow your business. And remember, you can go to my website, and that website is the #1, personalcareercoach.com.